What's up, YouTube? This is Joe, the DoorDash Frankenstein Monster, with my update for Thursday, October 23rd, 2025. Pretty interesting day today, so let's kind of get right down to it. It actually starts last night. The last couple of videos I've been talking about this whole dash length thing. And folks, I tried. I tried last night to stay up till 9:30, and I couldn't do it. I'm an old man, I go to bed early, wake up early. Okay, that's just how it is. So I was out like at around like 8:30, but it was kind of weird because the first time, and I always get up multiple times during the night to pee. And the first time that I woke up was like at 9:40, 9:45, something like that. And so, of course, this is only like 10 minutes after that wait list would have opened. So I woke up to pee. I got on the app and put myself on the wait list. Like I said, 9:40, 9:45 p.m., something like that. And I got a message saying that at 5:30 in the morning, you'll see what number you are. So here's the screenshot at 5:30. I woke up a little bit before that. It was probably, I don't know, 10 after 5, 5:15, whatever it was. And I was 107. And it says you're unlikely to get an offer. And so now I know that there's like, I'm assuming on any given day, there's over 100 dashers just in my zone that, like I said in that previous video, they have their phone ready. They're sitting there at like, what time did I say it opens up? 9:30, is that right? 9:29 p.m. There's like sitting there on their phone and, oh, it's 9:30, waitlist, and trying to get number one. And there's probably no such thing as number one on the wait list. These poor people, they get on there as soon as they can, but there's probably no number one on the wait list ever. That's just my guess. But I talked about in the other video how I was kind of confused what the draw to this is. And then it kind of dawned on me this morning, people that aren't like platinum status and can't dash anytime. Folks, sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I feel like there's just no hope for me. But why I did not think of that in the very beginning, I have no idea. But it's just now it kind of seems like common sense. I mean, so what this is, because you don't have to join that wait list, you don't have to be logged into a dash. So it's for people that they're not platinum status or one of the higher tiers. They can't dash anytime. It's hard for them to get on and dash. So this is a different option. They sit there, like I said, at 9:29, all geared up and watch the seconds tick down and get on that wait list. And because they're not going to get on, and be able to dash unless it's busy enough, unless a spot opens up for them. So this is an alternative. So now I kind of get it. I don't know. On the one hand, I feel kind of bad trying to get on to something like this when I don't really need it and I don't need to. I'm kind of, I don't know, kind of feels like I'm taking an opportunity away from somebody else and that kind of thing. But at the same time, I'd like to try it at least once. So we'll see. And we'll see. I'll for the time being, if I do happen to be awake at like 9:30 and think about it and can get on this wait list right at 9:30 and a half a second, then I'll do it. Otherwise, I'll get on it when I get on it. If I get another offer, I do it. And another thing I saw is if you're on this wait list, the like the instructions, the frequently asked questions or whatever recommends that you be at that pickup facility at no matter where you're at in the wait list, you be at that facility at 7 o'clock in the morning when they start giving out the batches parked there. And that's something that I would not do unless I'd have to be, the last couple days I've seen where it's like 30 offers, 32. Here today it was 34. So I'd have to be under like 40 in that wait list before I would stop everything I'm doing and just plan on just being, and I'd hit that switch where I only get Dash Link offers, and then I would plan to be there at 7 o'clock if I was anywhere from, because there's, like I said, there's probably no number one. So if it said that I was number two through uh like 39, then I would do that. I'd be at that place at 7 o'clock. But otherwise, I'm just at 6 a.m. I'm logging into my regular Dash as normal and go from there. And I assume this is they do this on the weekends as well. I'm guessing. I don't know. I have no idea. But anyway, um, okay, so I had a late start to today's dash. Okay, so the first thing that happened was I went to pick up another gig. Not this wasn't DoorDash. So I went to pick up this other gig, and it ended up being a failure. I signed up for it, but then missed out on it. It's, I don't want to get into all the details about that, but it was a half hour waste of time. And it is what it is. I learned my lesson, and it was my mistake. It is what it is. So I come back here at 6:30. Okay, you see, I and then I logged into the Dash, and second straight day in a row, a $2 Speedway with nicotine. And it looks like the same customer, obvious decline, for 2 days in a row. Okay, then there was a couple things that happened after this decline. First of all, the dog wanted to go out. So I put the Dash on a pause so I could take him out. My wife's still trying to sleep. I'm outside with him, and I usually am not hungry early in the mornings, but for whatever reason, this morning I was hungry. And I had McDonald's on my mind. So I walked him, I come back in, I pitched McDonald's to my wife, and I said, well, I'm only going to get it if you want it. If you don't want it, I'm going to fix something to eat in here. Well, she said, yeah, well, I can do McDonald's. So so now we're getting McDonald's. So I ended this dash, got McDonald's, brought that home. We're eating, we're watching a TV show. Then when we're done eating, then I wanted to finish watching the TV show, and then that led to this, which led to that, and that led to this, and before I knew it, it was 8:30, and I haven't logged back in yet. So I didn't really start working today until 8:30, 2.5 hours after I normally do. So, um, yeah, kind of bad start here, but I get an offer right away at 8:30. And I'll log in until 3:30 and just see what I can do. I know I'm probably not going to make goal, but let's see what we can do here. Um, 750 one item CVS, a little bit upside down, but I'm coming from home, so I went ahead and took it. It's this ear syringe and nasal aspirator. Okay, this aisle 15, that was not correct. Okay, so I go 2 aisles over to the allergy stuff and all the nasal stuff and everything, and I don't see this. Okay, next screenshot. Here's where I found it. It was in the baby section. And this picture right here, this does not look like a baby item to me. And the package, yeah, you can see it right here, right where my cursor is. There it is. That's what I got, and it's scanned. But that did not look like this picture here. But it was the right barcode, and it scanned, and that was it in the baby section. So there's like a 3 minute shop to find that. I almost thought I was gonna have to ask somebody, but found it and delivered at 8:56. So 26 minutes to make my 750. So 650 tip, and there it is right there. Appreciate it very much. All right. So I'm coming back, and 12.75, 15-mile Family Dollar. I decline this, but this wouldn't really be. I don't know. I don't know, guys. This isn't from because of where my position is. Now, if I was in zone, this is absolutely automatic decline. But from where I'm at, I just got to head directly west. And I don't know, it's not too terrible. But then, I'm gonna get back to zone obviously faster by not taking this order. And I don't know, at this particular time, I just didn't feel like cutting over to Mount Sterling, and whatever route that is. It's probably some rural country road that I've never driven on in my life. Whatever that black line going across there is. And I'll have to turn around to get down to it. And that's another thing. I'm going in the wrong direction. So I decline this. Okay, a minute later, $3 Taco Bell decline. Yeah, what a treat that would have been for. I make my way back to zone, and there's my reward, a $3 Taco Bell. No thanks. 2 minutes later, upside down Starbucks. That's going to like Darbydale area. It kind of looks like so. Decline. Here we go. $15. 11 or 12 miles. Okay, but what's the items here? Maybe I might do this. Boom, decline. When I saw the top item, those dates, decline. I don't remember ever shopping for dates in Meijer. I don't. That's in any grocery store. That's a hard item to find. Sometimes you'll find something like that in produce. Sometimes they're in the dry aisles. That could be anywhere. And I wasn't going to chance it. I mean, this is just kind of like a borderline offer to begin with, and all I had to do was see one item that I didn't like, and boom, it declined on something like that. $7 7 mile Tim Hortons, but look where that's going. That's going out of zone south. Decline. Upside down, PetSmart and Aldi. I took a screenshot of the PetSmart. I was just curious. A 4 count of hornworms. That looks like a scary creature in that photo. Never had those before. Of course, I many times I picked up live crickets from there, but this was a decline. Come on, I gotta get something here. Upside down McDonald's. No way. Decline. Here we go. $7 4 mile McDonald's. Thank you. Finally, delivered this, and what is this? 14 minutes for the $7. Okay, there you go. 2 and 5. All right. $7 7 mile Taco Bell, but I'm at the Taco Bell practically, and so this is 7 miles, all going out of zone to the customer. Who's 7 miles out of my zone, and then I got the 7 miles back. So this is really 7 for 14 decline. Kind of the exact same thing here. I'm in that same area. You might as well say same thing here. 7 miles out of zone and 7 miles back. I have to wait 14 minutes to get a $4 Subway decline. Here we go. $25, 14 miles, 2 orders. You just got to shop 18 things. So went ahead and took this. Customer B is only a case of baby wipes. That's it. So most of the shopping here is for A. And this, I found everything. This was pretty easy. 18-minute shop. Done. Okay. Delivered the first one at 10:26 and then 10:48. So an hour and 3 minutes for 25.37. 15.50 from DoorDash, 9.87 on the one tip, and presumably here's the tip on the baby wipes. Appreciate it very much. So I'm at $40 at 10:48. So I think you see I'm on the phone with my wife here, and I want to say I asked her at this point. I think I remember this now. I said, "Hey, I'm 40, but you think I can make $110 in 4 hours here?" She was like, yeah. Well, if you get a big catering order. And I said to her, I said, yeah, that's always possible, but to hit a big catering order 2 days in a row, yeah, that's probably not going to happen. But let's see here. 9.50 Steak and Shake and Panera delivering to West Zone. No thanks. It may be a bombardment here. $4 4 mile TJ's decline. That took me down to 49%. 10.75, only 4 miles. Dollar General, 12 things. Let's go ahead and do this. I was a little bit concerned. This was the bad Dollar General, so that concerned me a little bit. But this was actually easy, and I found everything. 7 minutes. I found everything. This lemonade was kind of interesting. I don't know that unless I just never really paid attention before, but I don't remember ever seeing lemonade on dry shelves in a store. This was next to the what's it called, what's the brand called that has the different juices and stuff in the bottles like that. I forget what it's called. I don't buy that stuff, but yeah, it was in the dry aisle. They try to stack something here, additional $2 order decline. And I thought the customer instructions was kind of funny on this. Leave at the door. Thank you so much for helping me out. We appreciate all you do. Have an amazing money-filled week! Exclamations. I try to have an amazing money-filled week every week. Every week, that's what I try for, folks. delivered at 11:30. So 26 minutes, 10.75. That works. 5.50 and a 5.25 tip. So it could have gone. It could have gone the other way. It could have easily gone the other way, going to that bad Dollar General, and I could have had problems in there that delayed me. But I got lucky today. um, Upside, not going to Groveport for just $13, so easy decline there. Again, I got some long distance stuff here at this time frame. Not going to the east side for $10, decline. That was Piata as well. Upside down Panera, two Paneras going out to Groveport for $11, decline. Um, it's 10.75. PetSmart, 6 miles. Sure. Uh, 7 cans of wet dog food and a bag of dry. This took me a few minutes, about 4 minutes. I had to kind of go up and down the aisles. I kind of wish all of the Purina was together. Because we buy Purina dog food for our dog, and the ones in the red bags. And so that was in one aisle, but this Purina Pro Plan black bags is in a different aisle. So I had to kind of hunt around for it. But I found them, okay, and delivered at 11:57. So again, double digit money here in less than a half hour. So 4.75 and $6 tip. All right, and not doing Dick's Sporting Goods, decline. If that would have paid like 25, $30 an offer I couldn't refuse, then maybe. But not doing Raising Cane's for $6. I don't like going in there and placing the order and fixing the drinks, and it's got a, like the one the other day paid $10, and I was okay with that. But yeah, not doing it for like $5 or $6. A minute later, $7 4 Mile Smoky Bones. Absolutely. Had to wait about 5 minutes, so delivered at 12:29. 24 minutes, 2 and 5 for my $7. That wish I didn't have that wait, and then this wouldn't have been bad. Upside down Donato's, again out of zone, decline. $9 8 Mile Panera and Target shop, decline. I had a feeling I was going to get bombarded here, and so I went ahead and took this one. Okay, 15.50, 13 Mile Pizza Hut. I took it, and like I said many times before on this channel, if you're going to get bombarded, one of the couple things I do, sometimes I just pause the dash for about 20-30 minutes, let that bad order rush go, or just take one of the bad orders. Just take it. I take this Pizza Hut, now you can't flood me with other bad orders because I'm on something. Okay. And it was funny, I was telling my wife, as far as bad orders go, on the bad order scale of things, this wasn't, I just didn't think, maybe you guys, some people watching this may think it's an absolutely horrible order that I shouldn't have I shouldn't have taken. But I didn't think this was too terribly bad. If I would have ranked this in the bad scale, I would have ranked this kinda bad. Okay? So I took it. And more about this here in just a second. Okay, so it takes me about 6 minutes to get to the Pizza Hut, which I thought was pretty good with Stringtown traffic. I just got to pick up a large pizza and a wing. Okay, easy. And Are you kidding me, folks, right now? Check it out. Look at that right. There's my wait time at Pizza Hut right there. Folks, I couldn't believe it. I I was on my way to Pizza Hut and I said something to my wife. I was like, it's going to take me a few minutes to get to Pizza Hut. Do you think, like, maybe possibly there's not going to be a wait? And she's like, no, you're going to, you know how Pizza Hut is. You're going to have to wait there. And then I was being stupid. I was like, you know what I should do? If there's like zero wait, I should ask the staff member to do like a selfie with me. And then like I'll do a selfie with the staff member where I got my hand up in the air and all smiling and everything, like celebratory selfie because I didn't have to wait on the order. My wife was like, "Well, that sounds kind of stupid, but yeah, you could do that." So, guys, I got to the Pizza Hut. I started my timer. Got in 55 seconds. I had the order in the bag. I got out of my car. I walked in through the doors. Gave my customer name. They got the pizza. Gave it to me. I could not. I wonder I didn't like faint and pass out, and they would have had to call the paramedics for me or whatever because I couldn't believe I didn't have to wait on a Pizza Hut order. And I also in this video I wanted to ask if anybody watching this that has a really good memory, please like jot down this video or whatever and the timestamp and everything because I'll forget about this. My old age and everything, I'll forget. And like I don't know, 3 or 4 months will go by and I'll be on a rant about Pizza Hut and well I always have to wait on Pizza Hut. I've never gone in there and the order's ready. Well, then you guys can correct me. Oh no, just hey, here's the link to your video you put out on October 23rd, 2025, and at this timestamp, that order you didn't have to wait on. Oh shit, I forgot about that order. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I feel like I should call the local news stations, radio stations, or something, get this word out. Okay, and then I need to move on with the story. I'm being too stupid here. Okay, so then as I after I picked it up and I was on the way to the customer, my next thought was that this was little to no tip. And my wife like agreed with me on that. She said, "Yeah, that makes sense. This is probably like it could even be a zero tip, and it got passed around or whatever. And this is going to be like 15.50, like all from DoorDash, and that would make sense why the order was just sitting there and it was ready and everything. So." And it didn't seem very hot like when they gave it to me. It was just kind of warm or whatever. So it wouldn't surprise me if this was zero tip. Okay, so the next thing is this is my screenshot. So Pizza Hut you see is where the start of the blue line here is, and I left it and I got on the street. I got stopped at this traffic light, took this screenshot. Okay, at this point, leaving Pizza Hut, I'm only 8.7 miles from the customer, and it was only from when I got the offer, it couldn't have been 2 miles I just had to come down the street. See, it was 2 miles or a little bit less than that to get to the Pizza Hut. So this is not even 11 miles. So this was wrong here. This is 15.50 for 11 miles, not 13 and a half. So that makes it even a better offer. just a little bit, but still better. Okay. And deliver at 1 o'clock. And any guesses what the tip was? Let's close this out. And I signal issues there, so but I think I was still able to close this out before I left. Um, well, no, it took 2 minutes to close it out. So I must have had to drive away just a little bit and then able to close it out. $10 tip. So there goes that theory. There's a $10 tip on this. So yeah, I mean that was kind of weird. I don't know. And 5.50 from DoorDash. Maybe this was started out at $12. Maybe even still it got passed around several times until it got up to that 5.50 base pay. I don't know. $5 2 mile McDonald's. Yes. Had a 6 minute wait in there. So, but still 14 minutes for the $5. So that's okay. $3 Wendy's decline. $5 3 mile Starbucks. Went ahead and did this. 15 minutes. $5, 2 and a 3.15 tip, approaching $100. I would have been okay with all things considered today in the late start. Anything over $100, I would have been content with, and it is what it is. Kind of messed up today, and not doing an upside down Five Below decline. $7 2.5 mile Wendy's. Yes. This guy was slow, this worker. So slow and methodical, putting the stuff in the sacks and getting the stickers on the sack. And this was actually ready before this. I took this screenshot because I was trying to pick up the order, and this screenshot was taken after I got everything into the car. So it's about a 8.5, 9 minute wait. There was this lady, foot traffic customer, standing at the register. She got ticked off, and she stormed out and left. She must have been standing there for, I was standing there 8 minutes. She's probably standing there about 5 minutes of that. He wasn't going to help her until he finished packing up my order. And there wasn't anybody else coming up to that cash register, and she stormed out of there. It's kind of funny, and he kind of looked at me and he was like, "Well, I'm almost done here." I was thinking, yeah, but you were really slow and methodical about it, buddy. Deliver that at 2:13. So 20 minutes for my $7. That even with that wait, that still worked out. I crossed over the century mark. Yeah, 1875 10 Mile Meyer, only got to shop 4 things. This was all cleaning stuff. The only and all of it in one aisle. So the only thing was this pine saw, which I had to substitute the other one. I'm wondering if maybe possibly that pine saw, because I didn't even see the shelf location for it. So I'm wondering if the aisle was wrong on that and it was actually in some other part of the store. And I don't know. Maybe I should, because there's like brooms and cleaning stuff and everything over, but it's in groceries. There's also more of it over in like housewares. and and I don't know, maybe possibly even somewhere in like near lawn and garden, even this possibly could have been. Um, but the substitution options, one of them was any similar multi-surface cleaner. So I mean, I just went with the different scent and substituted it, and and checked out. Delivered at 248. So this was really good. 34 minutes. I made 1875. It might be my best order of the day right there. 875 and a $10 tip. Outstanding. Um, and at this point, I'm heading back home, and I got time for one more order that's not going to take too long, less than a half hour, and this was pretty much perfect. $7, 7.5 mile Fazoli's. The drop off is not too far from home. Let's do it. Um, haven't done Fazoli's in a long time. People must not order it that often on DoorDash. My wife and I, funny story, my wife and I tried to go there the other day, and she was craving lasagna, so I suggested Fazoli's. We go through the drive through, get up to the speaker, and they're like, we apologize, our systems are down, it's cash only today. And I didn't even say anything in the speaker. I was like, well, screw this place. Boom, drove off. And, my wife was thinking the same thing. Oh, it's cash only? Okay, we'll go somewhere else. Drove off, parked the car, and we placed a curbside Olive Garden order instead, which was an amazing dinner. That was much better anyway than Fazoli's would have been. I'm sorry Fazoli's. A sub. That's all I had to pick up from there. Went in there, it was ready. Boom, thank you very much. Um, and delivered at 3:16. So about 20 minutes, $4 and a $3 tip. Uh, but I'm driving away. Next screenshot, 6 minutes later. Boom. Customer added $1 tip on a past Fazoli's orders. That was nice of her. Yeah, I got there, and she was like, "Wow, that was really fast." And I just said something like, "Yeah, it's kind of." Stringtown Road wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be getting in and out of there. But anyway, so guys, that is it for today. One note about coming up here. Sunday, I'm only going to do like a 6 to 9 a.m. Just like 3 hours on Sunday. We're going to go out of town to visit my daughter. So I kind of fell short today. Hopefully tomorrow and Saturday I can stay logged in longer and have kind of like big days. I'm hoping, and to kind of make up for the money that I didn't make today and I'm not going to make on Sunday. So we'll see how I do the next 2 days. But that was it for today. So 13 deliveries for 127.75. Is a 6 hour and 46 minute dash. Active 5 hours 11 minutes of that. Drove 113 miles, which isn't great, but it isn't bad. Finished at 49% AR. That's down 3 points from yesterday. Now at 5,361 lifetime DoorDash deliveries. And had a rare change to my customer rating today. So my 1 star that I earned on August the 22nd at 4,726 deliveries. So that fell off a little over 600 deliveries later. And that's that's about as early as something drops off for me. I have to wait at least 600 deliveries, and it can be as much as 800. So that fell off, and 635 deliveries, I think that is. Um, and that puts me at a now at a 4.98. So I just have two 4 stars. Those were earned at 48.13 and 49.30. So I got that first one, the 48.13. That may not take 100 deliveries. That could fall off in the next 70 to 80 deliveries. We'll see. Um, but again, that's it for today. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it very much. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. As always, be sure to drive safe out there, and we'll see you at the next video. Thanks again.